Hello there, World of Tankers, I'm Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be comparing the T71 Lycan to the M41 Bulldog. Now, of course, both of these are Tier 7 American light tanks. I was kind of thinking, you know what, I don't have any great video ideas today, so let's go look at the tech trees, and I stumbled across the T71 and the Bulldog, both Tier 7 American lights that you can get your hands on the tech tree. I like to do my comparison videos, especially on tanks that you can both acquire. That way, you know, you can pick and decide if you ever wanted to grind up the line, which of these vehicles you ever did want to go for. So starting off with the T71, this is actually a designated autoloader or clipper, because the entire line, of course, the T69 then goes to the T54E1 and then to your T57 Heavy. So the entire line here is full-blown autoloaders, and the gun on the top of this vehicle is actually pretty nice. It's got great dispersion of .308, the aiming time as well is pretty dang good, and the shell reload time between the clip, which by the way is a 10-second reload, is 1.5 seconds. So that means in a matter of 3 seconds you've dealt 560 average damage. So this tank is actually very nice, and that's because it's able to hold a damage per minute of around 2200. When you move over to the M41 Bulldog, yes, you can run the autoloader, but you'll notice it's a lot worse than the T71's autoloader. First of all, the aiming time is 0.5 seconds longer, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're running a light tank, you want to shoot people on the move, get behind them very quickly, and get away. That aiming time really does make a difference. Not to mention dispersion at 0.326, quite a bit worse as well. The DPM is actually better, though, because the magazine reload time is only 9 seconds, which is about a second and a half better than the T71 Lycans, but the shell reload time is 2 seconds, which means instead of the 3 seconds it takes you on the Lycan to get out all of your shells in the autoloader, it takes 4 on this tank, which is definitely a killer in my opinion. So I just run the single shotgun, which has almost 2700 damage per minute, which is kind of crazy when you think that that's more than most Tier 8 mediums in a Tier 7 light tank. So yeah, this gun is way better on the Bulldog, the just single shot compared to the autoloader on the Bulldog. But the T71 Lycan's autoloader is actually a very deadly gun. So, of course, we're going to be talking about both vehicles and which one I do think is not only the better vehicle, but also which is more exciting to run. So starting off with the T71 here, both of these vehicles have about the same penetration values. I think it's about 160 on the standard pen, and then I think the premium is about 220, and that's with calibrated added in. I think it's about 190 without calibrated. Now that is a bit of an issue because, well, yeah, 220 pen means that I literally cannot penetrate like that WZ-111 frontally at all. Now, of course, I can go through his lower plate, but it's definitely a bit of an issue with the lower tier lights that they really struggle to penetrate higher tiered opponents. So this vehicle, I'm just noticing, does not have the best traverse speed. Well, it may have just been on that terrain there because now it seems a lot better, but I'm going to be screeching right into position here, seeing if we can get there before the enemy team. They have a lightweight and they have the T20. And I guess they also have the AMX, so this could be a very deadly position for me, especially like that T50 or the T54 lightweight. That's a vehicle that I really want to stay clear of because, well, not only does it have a lot of damage, it's also got quite good armor. So there's the lightweight, who is pushed over to a position that's not really necessarily good for that vehicle because, of course, it doesn't have the damage to hold that spot. Also a T20 there. Now this lightweight's probably going to be popping up right over here sometime soon. I'm just waiting for him to do that. Doesn't look like the guy really wants to push there, so I'm just going to drive back and forth. There we go. Lightweight missed his shot, and now is my chance to rush the guy, and let's get a couple shots on him if we can. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So that was 471 damage right there. Can't complain at all. And now we're going to back up to the quickest of my abilities and try and do it again. So this is where your autoloaders do quite well, because you can see I'm easily just clipping this guy out for all of the hit points on this vehicle very, very easily. But at the same time, definitely in a bit of a predicament, because I got the T20 right there. I got the lightweight, so thankfully I was able to back up very, very safely right into position here, which is always good for me. So let's see if we can get a couple shots into this T20 here. And there you go, again, 484 damage. You can see that having an autoloader is actually really nice, especially for a lighter vehicle, because you're able to zip around the map and get out your clip very quickly, and you can see here, it's pretty nice to have a clip. So let's go after this lightweight here, and of course, I still have 2 shells left in my gun barrel, which means that 2 average rolls, and this guy should be taken out. So, oh boy, gotta love when that happens. Okay, so let's just, let's make him miss that shot, squeeze our way past him. It looks like my Helsing should be able to finish him off if worse comes to worse, but there we go, 1 shot in, and he's taken out. So, still doing a pretty good job here, about 1800 damage pulled up. This is sort of like the SPIC of America. It's got a good gun, but yeah, you can definitely see it's got its couple of drawbacks here. So we got the Gravedigger. There's one, there's two, and one more shot right in the side. There we go. 561 damage pulled out. That was a pretty deadly clip. I haven't had to fire one premium round yet, which is actually pretty rare for me. So, yeah, let's just keep racking out the damage here. I can actually HE pen the rear of that AMX. So, there we go. Another nice clip. 597 damage. We are racking up in the numbers here. And I'm going to continue to do so if the game allows me to. So, here we go. We've got the Gravedigger right off in the front here. And, well, there's one premium. And this is where you got to load the premium, of course. So, I'll take it. You know what? Can't complain. We got a couple nice shots right into that Gravedigger. And all that's left is this WZ-111. So this was a pretty dang good match. So let's get 3 shots right in the side of you. There we go. And yeah, I cannot complain whatsoever about this game at all. 3,600 damage as well with a fire. So we probably did over, you know, like 3,700, 3,800. Yeah, there you go. 3,700 damage pulled out in the T71. So that was a great game to show how the vehicle plays. I actually thought for a second I was going to die when that T20 was pulling around the corner, especially with that lightweight. I thought they were both going to rush me, jump off that hill and kill me, but they actually, in my opinion, misplayed there when they should have jumped off and tried to kill me. They stayed up there, so they let me get out a crazy amount of damage that game, and you can definitely see that autoloaders are super fun in Blitz. Before I do jump into the Bulldog, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below if you really do enjoy this content. You find yourself sticking around for more videos of mine. Helps out the channel a lot, and it's free. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe later. But talking about the Bulldog, I do think that the vehicle here is better, and it's all because of the gun. You pretty much are a mobile E25, a 3.6 second reload, and a lot of you may be saying, Driddles, why aren't you running gun rammer on this vehicle? Well, sadly, it actually only gets vents, because when the vehicle first came into the game, it was pretty much the auto-loading T71 gun that you saw me with the 2-second reload. Well, Wargaming added on this gun as a sort of addition to the vehicle, so it doesn't really get gun rammer. I wish it would, because it would literally be an auto-load, not an auto-loading. It would be a single-shot E25 with more mobility, more gun depression, and just better in every single way. But this tank is definitely, in my opinion, actually better than an E25, because it's more mobile, it's got a turret, of course, 10 degrees of gun depression. It is a super fun tank to play. So you're going to be seeing that in, of course, this little clip right here, or hopefully at least, because I'm not sure what's going to happen. We are up against a smasher. So, as I said, it's got decent damage, 160 per shot. It's not anything to brag about, but it's just enough to really rack it out once you start shooting shell after shell. 2 shots, you've already done 300. 3 shots, you know, that's 10 seconds, you've done 500 damage already. And if you're popping on adrenaline here, it's 9 seconds and you're dealing 1,000 damage. So, yeah, it is a very deadly gun. Don't listen to me there. 9 seconds and 1,000 damage. That was way off on my math. But here we go, just tapping shells into that Yag Panther. We've also got the VK right out in the open, but oof, that poor Yag. And let's see if that VK is going to back up. Ooh, come on, you know you want to. There we go, backed up right into my line of sight. And you know what, we might be able to just get one more out. There you go. So you can see that's where the 3.6 second reload is extremely deadly, is when you're able to get shell after shell out. Now, hopefully this KV-1S is not able to hit me. Well, he was, and that really did hurt me quite a bit. But still able to get 300 damage back into him. So it's not like we didn't get the pain back in. We only took about 100 more damage than that Bulldog hit us for. Not the Bulldog. I'm getting all these tanks confused in my mind. Then the KV-1S hit us for. But sadly, that KV-1S, of course, does get the last laugh on us there. So here we go. Let's get the M4 here. And this is, again, where your mobility, where that gun really works into play, is when you're able to go against vehicles that really can't do anything against you. Like this Black Prince here, I kind of feel bad for the guy, because I have no clue how he's going to be able to counter my gun here. It's just got so much DPM. Now, sadly, again, penetration values on this tank are not spectacular, but, like, it's just got so much damage per minute. It's just going to keep pumping out shell after shell here. And there you go. So now goes the Black Princess taken out. So we got the Smasher, the KV-1S, and as well another M41 Bulldog. It's actually a very popular tank, this one, just because you can see how good of a vehicle it is. It's excellent to play if you want to get your stats up, you know, get a high win rate in it. It's just great. And here we go. So we're going to be able to get 2 shots into this Smasher before he is able to turn his turret. So now we're going to back up. So that was 300 hit points taken off the Smasher. Again, it's just about the same as using the autoloader here, because I would have had to reload the whole clip and then wait another 10 seconds or so to get out the damage here. So just want to squeeze my way through here before the Smasher is able to hit me. Of course, I want to be able to clear the Smasher, so I'm going to use my excellent mobility. Here we go. Smasher cannot keep up with me whatsoever, and long lives the Smasher. Now we've got the 1S here. And now we can do the same thing to the KV-1S. And this is just why these light tanks are super deadly if you know what you're doing in them. You can use your excellent mobility, get behind a bunch of vehicles. We made quick work of the entire enemy team, and 2,700 damage later, we're coming out with a victory. So yeah, M41 Bulldog is a great vehicle. Now, which one do I think is more fun and which one do I think is better? I definitely feel the M41 Bulldog is a way better vehicle just because it has that DPM, because it's got the single shotgun. It's a better tank. It's no doubt about it. You saw there just an easy game. I was able to use my gun, and you don't have to worry about reloading your clip. It's just way more flexible. But I will say the T71 is not only cooler looking, but it's also more fun to play. It's got that clip. You just go bam, 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 reload the clip 10 seconds later, and you go back out. It's way more exciting to run the T71, but both of these vehicles are excellent to play. So let me know in the comments down below which one you like better, but that is going to be the end for today's video. Of course, if you did enjoy it, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. It really does help out the channel, but other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next one.